All right, guys, you should have received a worksheet for the day. That needs to go to the side until I tell you to pull it out. First, we're going to talk about the MyPath brackets, and then we're going to do a couple notes on page 99 in your notebook. So, just so you know, in case you have not seen it, the top 4 for the class have been added to the bracket outside in the hall. These 4 are competing for first place. Whoever has the most lessons passed by the end of the day, Wednesday, that is tomorrow, will be the winner. The winner will be announced Thursday at family night. Even if you are not in the top 4 for the class, you are still responsible for passing your 2 lessons by the end of the week that goes in the grade book for a grade. All right, what I want you to do now is open up your notebook to page 99. On page 99, I need you to draw this shape, write the formula, and then plug in the numbers and solve it. Remember, this shape is a trapezoid. You will not be given the trapezoid formula on your LEAP test, on your unit test, or any of your lesson tests. Also, remember, you are responsible for memorizing that formula, and one day this week, you will be given a pop quiz on that formula, and it'll be 15 seconds and your time is up, so you need to memorize the formula. Pause the video. Draw the shape on page 99, write the formula, and then plug in your numbers and do the math. All right, so the formula for the area of a trapezoid is area equals 1/2 height times base 1 plus base 2. When you're looking at this trapezoid, you need to be able to tell what each one is. So looking at the trapezoid, my height is 7, and my bases are 16 and 8. So I plug them in. Once I have them plugged into the formula, I just follow my order of operations, the same order of operations that you've been doing since the 5th grade. So they're plugged in, and order of operations tells me I need to work within my parentheses first. So I have to add 16 plus 8, and I bring everything else down. So bring down A equals 1/2 times 7, but then add 16 plus 8 and bring that down. So now I have A equals 1/2 times 7 times 24. Now I need to follow my order of operations still, which has me multiplying 1/2 times 7 times 24, and this will give me the area of this trapezoid. Don't forget, the units for an area is going to be squared. So for this one, your units will be meters squared. I am not solving this one for you, nor telling you the answer, so you need to make sure you did the math and got the answer for yourself. All right, this next shape, I want you to draw it on your paper as well. You will notice that it is a rectangle that is shaded. That is a 12 by 10 rectangle. And inside that shaded rectangle is a 7 by 2 rectangle that has been cut out. Right now, I need you to pause the video, draw the shape, and then find the area of the shaded region only. Think about it. When you're finding the area of the shaded region only, that means you need to find the area of both the big rectangle and the small rectangle. And that small rectangle was taken out of the big rectangle, so you're going to subtract it. So you'll find the area of both of the shapes and then subtract them from each other to find the area of the shaded region. Pause the video and solve the work. Once you get it solved, come back. Okay, so we're going to use the formula for the area of a rectangle, which is base times height, or length times width, same thing. So we got to do the big rectangle first. So A equals 12 times 10. Once you do the math for 12 times 10, you will know the area of the large shape. Now we got to find the area of the small shape. So I got to plug in my numbers to the formula. So A equals 7 times 2. Once you do the math for that, you will know the area of the small shape that was taken out. So now you're just going to take the 2 and subtract them from each other. So it's going to be the gray box minus the white box. So it would be the area of the gray box minus the area of the white box, and that's going to give you the area of the shaded region. Once you finish your work, you can move on to the next question. All right, so on your paper, on page 99 still, I want you to draw this shape. I want you to notice that I give you the area. Area equals 34 centimeters squared, and then I give you the shape. I want you to pause the video and draw the shape. Now that you have the shape drawn, let's talk about it. This shape is a composite figure. That means it is two shapes put together. This is the exact same thing that you've been doing since you were in the 5th grade. But we're going to change it up a little bit since you're in the 7th grade now. And instead of giving you all of the dimensions and you telling me what the area is, I'm giving you some of the dimensions and the area, and you have to figure out what the other dimension is. So to be able to do this, the first thing we need to know is how to find the area of a composite figure. Well, to find the area of a composite figure, you have to split the figure up into multiple shapes. We're going to split this one up into 2 shapes. There are multiple ways you can split this up, but I'm going to split it up one way, and that is the way I want you to copy it in your notebook. This is how I'm splitting it up. So now I have an 11 by X and a 4 by something. I don't know what that something equals, because this whole entire side is 5 centimeters. But this is a 4 by something that ends right here. So instead of 5, it is 5, and I'm going to take this part off. The value of this part is X. So this side right here is the length of 5 centimeters minus X. So down here, I have an 11 by X. Up here, I have a 4 by 5 minus X. So I'm going to fill in those numbers into the formula to be able to solve this. So to be able to find the area, I know it's the base times the height of one rectangle and the base times the height of the second rectangle. Technically, it's not base times height plus base times height because this is the same variable. This is just me showing you one rectangle plus the other rectangle. So we're going to plug in our numbers. We know the area is 34, so no longer do we have A, we now have 34. We know the base and the height of 1, this bottom one, is 11 by X. And we know the base and the height of this next one is a 4 by 5 minus X. Now that we have the numbers plugged into the formula, we have to solve it following our 5th grade order of operations. Parentheses and exponents first, but there is nothing I can do within my parentheses. Now I need to multiply, so that means I got to take this 4 and distribute it to everything within the parentheses. And then I bring everything else down. So I bring down my 34 equals 11x. But now I have 4 times 5 and 4 times negative x. So now I have 34 equals 11x plus 20 minus 4x. Now that I've done with my multiplication, I need to do my adding and subtracting part of my order of operations. So that means to combine my like terms. So my like terms are 11x and a negative 4x. I keep my 34, I keep my plus 20, and I just do 11x minus 4x. Which means now I have 34 equals 7x plus 20. Now that we have condensed both sides and they're simplified fully, there's no more I can do with my order of operations. Now I just have to solve for the variable. How do I solve for the variable? By doing inverse operations. My inverse operations, I have to get rid of addition and subtraction first. So I've got to subtract 20 on both sides. After I subtract 20 on both sides, I then divide by 7 on both sides. What I want you to do now is pause the video, finish copying this down, solve for the variable x. Once you're done solving for the variable x, come back to the video. All right, now you're going to complete this one on your worksheet. Guys, this is surface area. This is still something you've done since the 5th grade. I've not upped it yet. We are just going to talk about surface area. Surface area means you are looking at it and you're trying to find the area of every single side of this shape, and you're going to add them together. A rectangular prism has 6 sides, 3 pairs of sides. Top and bottom are the same, front and back are the same, and the 2 sides are the same. So we're going to use the formula that my surface area equals 2 times my base times my width plus 2 times my base times my height plus 2 times my height times my width. So we got to look at the shape and we got to know what my base is, my width is, and my height is. Just know when you're finding the surface area of a rectangular prism, all the numbers will be multiplied by each other. 5 will be multiplied by 6 as well as multiplied by 12. 6 will be multiplied by 12 as well. So all 3 of these numbers will be multiplied by each other. Now I take this information and I plug it into the formula. I don't know my surface area, so I just plug it in. Surface area equals 2 times my base times my width, plus 2 times my base times my height, plus 2 times my height times my width. So now I have 2 times 6 times 5 plus 2 times 6 times 12 plus 2 times 12 times 5. You follow your order of operations and do your multiplication first. So once I do all my multiplication, I'm going to bring it down. So I have 2 times 6 plus 5, and I bring that down. 2 times 6 plus 12, and I bring that down. 2 times 12 times 5, and I bring that down. So I know my surface area equals 60 plus 144 plus 120. Then I do the last part of my order of operations, which is to add those numbers together. Once I add them together, I have my surface area of this rectangular prism. And again, we're talking about area. And since we're talking about area, I know my units are squared. So it would be inches squared. Go ahead and pause the video. Write this on your worksheet. All right, let's look at number 3. Number 3, we're going to find the surface area of a triangular prism. The way to find the surface area of a triangular prism is to use your formula. I'm going to give you our formula for that. I need you to write it on your worksheet. The formula for the surface area of a triangular prism is capital P times H plus 2 times a capital B. If we think back to what we've done in the past, that capital P stands for perimeter. And now we have a new one. That is a capital B. The capital B is not the same as the lowercase b. If you remember right, I told you that if the variable is capitalized, it means one thing. If the variable is lowercase, it means something else. This capital B stands for the area of the base, which means the triangle, because our triangles are our bases in a triangular prism. So we got to find the area of this base. I multiply it by 2 because I have 2 of the exact same bases. So on your paper, I want you to write the formula, and I also want you to write capital P equals perimeter of the base, H equals height, capital B equals the area of the base. Once you have that, we just plug in the information. You find the perimeter of anything by adding. So you're going to take 13 plus 13 plus 10. That would be your perimeter. Height means the height of the shape from one base to the next base. How tall is this triangular prism? It is 20, so we plug that in. And then area of the base. Remember, we used the formula for the area of a triangle. 1/2 base times height. We plug all of this into the formula to be able to solve it. So I know my surface area equals 13 plus 13 plus 10, which is the perimeter of the base, times 20, which is the height of the triangular prism, plus 2 times 1/2 times 10 times 12, which is how you find the area of the base. Now we follow our order of operations, which tells me I need to work within my parentheses first. So 13 plus 13 plus 10, and then bring everything else down. Once I do that, I just follow the rest of my order of operations, which tells me it is time to multiply. So I multiply 36 times 20 and 2 times 1/2 times 10 times 12. Once I do that, I'm left with the last step of my order of operations, which is to add. Go ahead and pause the video and finish copying this onto your worksheet. All right, once you have that all copied, you are done with this computer. So you can go ahead and put away your computer. Just know that you are going to complete the worksheet. Once you are done with the worksheet, I want you to turn it in, and then you are going to work on MyPath. If you don't complete the worksheet before class is over, then you just need to make sure to turn in the worksheet before you walk out of the class. All right, thank you. Have a great day.